And the other aspect was looking for trends, I believe, for those that got drafted. What was the findings?
So there's GPS data collected. There's obviously the champion data stats. For me, it was how can we combine all of this data to get a really good understanding of a player profile? And then can we use that information to eventually predict the draft? So we started off with just physical testing and GPS data. Then we introduced technical data as well. And we used some basic regression modeling, but then we looked at some neural networks as well. Basically, bigger, more athletic bodies typically get drafted. So height and body mass as well, generally. The AFL agility test was much more important in ours. What else? And then technical involvements as well proved pretty important, particularly in the fixed position groups. We actually predicted the 2021 draft. In our final paper, I think one of our models got up to about 82% accuracy.
How do you use GPS data to analyze an athlete's performance?
The GPS probably takes up, I'd say, 90% of my time. So it's a massive component of our program at the Broncos.
Yep.
So we obviously use it to monitor player workloads, both in training and games. I guess to a deeper level, we're not doing anything that other people aren't. To a deeper level, we use it to monitor squat intensity in key drills. So each of our training sessions in a week will have a certain amount or a certain number of allocated key drills. So we look to use the GPS to really quantify or analyze whether we're hitting target intensities there. And then we do that from a player perspective as well. So squad level, player level, and then obviously longitudinally we use GPS to manage workloads as well.
And you mentioned Power BI. What are some sort of other technologies that you found have been quite helpful for automation, I guess, from a sports science point of view?
Yep. So Power BI has been great. I use Power BI every day for just sort of my summary reports. So Python or R can both do similar things. So I use Python I export data from, we use Catapult GPS, export it, run it through some Python script, and it basically separates it into 3 separate databases that then I run Power BI reports off. So it's been really useful in, I guess, automation, but also just keeping data clean. And then you use Power BI to visualize. In saying that, I do visualize some stuff in Python as well. So it's pretty powerful for that too. And then the other one's really just Excel. Like anything I need a lot of manual capabilities in and quickly, I'll do in Excel.
What's your most effective way to learn new skills?
I have signed up to a couple of courses. So if we use Python as an example there's a million courses online. So I started going on forums. Stack Overflow is a good one. Forums, and just basically putting in my data, asking people questions, and they would come back to me with answers. I shouldn't say this, but now Chat GPT is bloody amazing. You can put snippets of code in, and you can say, I've come up with this particular error. Can you help me problem solve it? Or you can put in a particular snippet of code and go, adjust this code to do such and such. That's been a really good tool for my assistant as well, in that he can see my code snippets, he can interpret them and understand them, and then he can go try and replicate them with his own data set. It's helped his learning as well. So don't discount its power, but also don't be 100% reliant on it. Otherwise, you just won't learn.
And I guess for sports scientists new to using GPS, what are some common mistakes?
I see a lot of reporting in sports science or by sports scientists that is just day-to-day reporting. What you need to do, in my opinion, is always relate it back to something. So we're always relating our drills back to gameplay. How does that game, on top of the individual game summary, how does it relate to the 14 other games that have come before it? Or how does it relate to the same opposition the year prior? So relate it back to something. Otherwise, it's meaningless. So going back to part of using Python is to set up these longitudinal databases that we've got access to all of this longitudinal data. We can always look back and relate to something.